Hi, guys. Welcome to episode 61 of the Austin Downbeat. I'm Kat, your host. Thanks so much for joining me again this week. Does not disappoint yet again. I have an awesome guest, Andrea Magee. She's amazing. I can't wait to give you a quick little snippet about it before I let you hear it. First, though, we're going to do the rundown so you guys can know who to go see this week. This covers July 11th through the 17th here in Austin, Texas. So let's begin. On the 11th, Lucky 7-Eleven, we have Shiny Ribs, my pal. He's been on the show. He is at Waterloo Records. We have Austin Mays. You will see him when you first walk through the door at Saxon Pub. He's playing at the Saxon Pub. And my girl, Katrina Kane, gorgeous voice. Love her, love what she does. Go see her at Geraldine's. On the 12th, you have Madame Radar at the Far Out Lounge. They are awesome. Ruthie Kraft, she's been on the show. She's doing Sun Radio's live series, Agueros Tacos. David Polkingham is at New World Deli. On the 13th, this is Thursday, so you have your residency at Saxon Pub. You have Patrice Pike, powerful. You also have Pack, lots of P's, and lots of women. I love it. Pack playing their residency. Both of those are at Saxon Pub. Darden Smith, who's been on the show, is doing his series at the Stateside next to Paramount Theater called Who Said You Could Do That? And his guest this time is Bruce Robeson. Sorry, my eyes. On the 14th, we have Ray Prim playing at the O4 Center. And at the Hotspot, we have Boer playing with Okerville River and Will Sheff. That's at the Hotspot. On the 15th, we have Allie Holder playing at Sam's Town Point. I love that place. Ben Queller, I believe he is starting a tour. He's at Scoot Inn. Brandon Pattier, he's been on the show. He's the Armadillo Den. And you got to get tickets to this because I'm actually going to be at this next one. Brian Wolf and the Howlers. I'm pretty sure it's an EP release. I think it is. Yes. Anyway, they're doing a big show at the Pershing. Love the Pershing. And I think Buzzard Company is opening up for them. But Brian Wolf, he's been on the show. So check out that episode. Brian Wolf and the Howlers, they are so much fun to watch live. They just explode onto the stage. They're fantastic. So anyway, if you go, say hi because I'll be there. On the 16th, you have Graham Weber at New World Deli. Hillary York is at Seaboys. And then wrapping it up on the 17th, which is Monday, you have Bob Schneider at Saxon Pub, Monday Night Supper Club at El Mercado South, and Andrea Magee, my guest today, at Seaboys. Okay, that does it for the rundown. Let me tell you really quickly about Andrea. Most of you know her and love her. To know her is to love her. I went and saw her the other night and just kind of peeked into Saxon, found a nice little cozy spot, and just for an hour and a half, at times I felt like she opened the heavens with her voice and her music and her instruments, and then other times when it's just her and her drum, you literally feel like you're alone in the room with her in her drum. The band, Brannen Temple on drums, Dave Scher on guitar, Jonas Saks on bass. It's if you haven't seen her play with that band, go. But a couple quick things in case you don't watch the whole interview with her in the conversation. Andrea is doing her very first festival, and it takes place. This is perfect timing that we had this conversation. The festival is over Labor Day weekend in Taos, New Mexico. You can go to sherisesfest.com to get tickets, and she makes it really easy. She lots of frequently asked questions, lots of suggestions for for lodging. Lots of information on there. It's a all-female lineup. Men and women are welcome. And it's, from what I hear from her, it's going to be an absolutely magical 2 days. The first day on the 1st is a VIP experience. Second day, September 2nd, is the festival itself. And there is solid music from morning to night. It's going to be fantastic. And I'm really excited for her to put this on. Feels like the right time. And in our conversation, you can hear all about it. She's also started a nonprofit called Music Helps, and you can go to musichelpstx.com to check that out. The festival helps support the nonprofit that she just started. Honestly, the things that are coming out of the world of Andrea Magee are so beautiful and moving, and they seem to be really perfectly timed. I had a great conversation with her. Bless her for fitting me in. She was very tired, but you can't tell. Anyway, I'll let you enjoy it. Thanks to Andrea for stopping by. I'm so happy for what she's doing and the magic that she is creating. And here she is. Please enjoy my conversation with Andrea Magee. All right. I'm so happy to welcome you, Andrea, to the show. Thanks for hopping on in your very busy schedule.
Thank you so much for having me. It's I'm glad we finally got it all coordinated and we were able to both come on and have a chat.
Yeah, and it's funny because a long time ago when I started the show, like you were one of the first people on my very first list. And you just sort of well, I don't have to tell you about manifesting because we're gonna talk. You are like my queen.
Oh, I don't know. I sometimes I scare myself, I tell you, but yeah, I'm a fan of manifesting.
Yes. Well, yeah, I would assume you would be because it's certainly happening for you. And that's one of the things we're going to talk about. But it's funny though, how when you manifest something, you almost also have to then sort of surrender. And you're a good example of that for me, in that, like, I don't like to force anything. I really believe in divine timing.
Mhm.
And so you've always been on the list, but I feel like I mean, it's not that I wouldn't have wanted to talk to you a year ago, but this is the perfect time to be talking to you because of the things that you have going on and that you have created. So we're going to jump in from the very beginning and talk about them because, people's attention spans. I want to make sure people really hear this stuff.
Yeah.
But first, I want to talk about, of course, She Rises Music Festival. And we can talk about the details and give people information. And I'm going to push that like crazy anyway. But how did you get the nerve of like,
You
I'm going to
know,
start a festival? How do you do that?
it's so crazy. I just returned from Taos, New Mexico at 5 a.m. this morning, and I was down there with the guy that initially had the conversation 2 years ago with me. And we kind of just laughed about the fact that, yeah, we're doing it. I'm so fortunate. Every Beetroot Revival, Ben Jones and I have been invited to play Michael Hearn's Big Barn Dance for the past 5 years. And we've just had a really great impact down there with our music. There's the culture and the heritage down there really link with the Irish. And my Irish Celtic drum is very similar to some of the tones with the Native American drum. So there was something about it when I first played it there that combined with what Beetroot Ben and I do, it was a good fit.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of years ago, one of the main promoters down there I just love him to pieces and we get on really well. And he was like, "Hey, I really want to do something with you at some point. You've got a thing about celebrating women." Like I was like, "Do I?" "Oh, you're talking to the right lady." Um, and he was like, "Well, what about if we did something like an all women's thing?" And I was like, "Yeah." So, but going back to how you just introduced the whole night, I said yeah, and then I just let it go. I didn't chase it. I didn't, and that honestly, Kat, has been something that I've learned the hard way. You
Mm-hmm.
know, being coming over here in 2014 from Ireland, I've had to create everything. There's been no pathway. It's been like build a step, walk, find the foundation. Oh, you don't have the foundation, find more ingredients, more supplies, build the next step. Like, so it's been really hard for me to learn to let go because I felt like, oh, well, for a long time, if I don't keep doing it, nobody's going to do it. And I'm going to fall and we're going to have to go back to the UK and Ireland, which is not terrible, but I
Mm-hmm.
really wanted to create a new life here.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, with this one, it was the right timing. I let it go. And it's so funny. I went to Brandy Carlisle's Girls Just Wanna with one of my best friends, Paige DeChaussee, who was on here.
Mhm.
And we were in the audience, and I was just watching the whole thing and in awe of the energy and everything that was created there. It was truly beautiful. And I just had this little light go off, like, I'm going to do this. And I think she caught it in my eye and she was like, you're going to do this. And I was like, I'm going to do this.
Oh, I just got chills.
And I just like, I really genuinely like had that moment. I believed it. I accepted it. And then I let it go. And I was like, oh, well, let's be realistic. This is massive. And then literally maybe 2 weeks later, my friend called me and said, hey, do you want to do this thing in Taos? I'm going to put you together with Sarah Hearn, who is the producer of the Big Barn Dance. He
Mhm.
said, I think you two are just going to be dynamite as a partnership. Uh, let's go. And honestly, they joked about it yesterday in a meeting, and I had a meeting with the council or at the city of Taos. And they said that, they told me, let's go. They had no idea that they were opening Pandora's box. And within maybe 48 hours, I had I'm very spontaneous with my creativity. And I just saw it. I just designed it. I put it all together and I sent through the package and they were like, whoa, whoa. And obviously it's taken some twists and turns and developments, but because it was in my heart and it felt like I was ready to do it, it came like this. And I found a piece of paper where I wrote down the ideas of like the first, just very quickly get it out of your head, like who would you love to see on it? And I wrote down nearly the exact lineup that we have. And that was just a scrawl of like realistically,
Hmm.
um, yeah. And so yeah, it's all happening. I was down for the 4th of July playing in the Kit Carson Park, which is the park it's going to be in.
Mhm.
Um, and I was just, promoting it, talking about it, and people are really people need it. People want it. I can feel that, so I'm honored. I'm honored to be this vessel that gets to bring my favorite Texas artists, my favorite artists that I truly believe are putting a beautiful message into the world. And
Mhm.
I see it, and there are many. So it is a juggling act, because I know that I genuinely want to put every single person I believe on. Like even my best friends here, guys, I'm like, if you put a wig on, I would love to have you on it. But I'm really, really excited with the lineup that we have and how it's all came together. And basically, it's just going to be a huge celebration of music and of women's ability to tap into this
Mm.
joyful expression that is vulnerable. And, we're kind of, we don't like to celebrate ourselves too much, but then we get on stage and it's like something takes over.
Mhm.
And I'm just really excited to have that all under one tent. I just think that the roof is going to lift off with with all of the artists that are on there.
It literally gives me chills listening to you talk.
Mm.
Literally have chills of the just innate power of this. It's not even something that you have to wonder if it's going to happen. It's like it lives, it just already exists and lives. And there is something so magical about women getting together and celebrating each other. I love, love, love that. And I think now more than ever in our lifetime, this is such a perfect opportunity and time for this to happen and really, harness that.
Yeah, I agree. And as I say, I feel very fortunate. There's no part of me is like, this is my right or anything like that. I genuinely feel like I'm waking up on Christmas Day being able to facilitate this and, create a little, like we're doing an artistic world, we're building a little goddess camp basically where we're having the artistic design will be goddesses from all different walks of the world will weave together to get to the stage. And that stage will be a presentation of women of for what they are, what there's just such a power in the feminine, and there's a power in the masculine. I am such a believer in them all.
Mhm.
I'm kind of like, come on, I want the light to be on the ladies for a minute,
Yeah.
it's And I do not mean to cause any separation at all. This will be a celebration of everybody.
Mhm.
There's a real rumble in my tummy when it comes to lifting women up, and it's probably due to my experiences of, you know, having been hurt in the past in my own little ways, and
Mhm.
just coming from Ireland where there's a lot of judgment, and there's just something that gives me a fire to go, I really want to do this, and I truly believe in it. And I believe in celebrating people, and I'm really excited to do it in September. It's coming around really fast.
It is. It is. That's why I'm so glad we're talking about it now, because I want to make sure people hear about it. So it is September 1st and 2nd. Is the first is the VIP. So if folks purchase VIP tickets, they come on the first. Do they also attend automatically on the second?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
So the first is as you say, is a specific night, a welcome party for VIP, and the VIPs get an acoustic, intimate theater performance from Katie Tunstall and myself. So I'll open the night, and then KT will play, and then the gates open at 11:30 the next morning, and we have music from 12:30 to 11 p.m. that night. And our very first piece of music on the second Saturday the second is an all-female international indigenous Native American choir to offer a blessing to the land, because it's really important for me and Sarah to show the town of Taos that we're very grateful to be able to share in its beauty, because it is a magic location.
Mhm.
The weather is perfect, the terrain is amazing, like the people are wonderful. There's a spirit in the air of just like real people are real.
Yeah.
And that's why we want this to be a celebration of and an honoring of exactly what Taos is and where Taos is, and that we're right beside the Pueblo. And we will be encouraging everybody to go and visit the Pueblo and talk to the natives. And it's this is more than just a music festival. This is a movement of like, hey, we really are everywhere we take this, we're going to really honor where it is and
Mhm.
respect the roots in which it's going to be placed upon.
It feels so intentional and such a deep and wide way. And I love that you're doing that. This is such an opportunity to connect on so many different facets of our human experience as women, as people, as members of this society, and specifically in this country and on that land. I love, love, love. I'm not surprised. I don't know you well. I feel like I know you because we have lots of the similar friends and close friends, but what you give off publicly is so beautiful. And so none of this is really surprising. And it just makes me so happy. My power went out right before we came on. And so we had no, so now my computer is doing
Oh, it
this.
must be there's like a little storm hovering,
Yeah,
maybe.
I'm out here on Lake Travis and it poured like hard most
Yeah.
of the day so far. So
Oh,
yeah, so I
okay.
like freaked out. It was like right before we were supposed to get on.
Yeah.
Our internet went down and I was like, oh no. But anyway, what I was saying is that I just think you're the perfect person to really light the fire under this. And I'm so excited. So details are, if folks want to get tickets, go to sherisesfest.com.
Mm-hmm.
And you have all kinds of stuff on that website too, like frequently asked questions, exploring Taos, where to stay.
Yeah,
There's everything.
we're just about to launch a little video series actually this weekend. We did a door to door,
Mm.
traveling from Austin, either flying to Albuquerque, and then what that looks like. I did a
Oh,
little piece of
cool.
footage, and then we also did a drive from the doorstep to the doorstep so that people know exactly what they're in for. It really is quite an easy experience to get there. Lodging is beautiful. Everything's like raw and ready from the outside, and then you get inside and it's like got magic.
Mm.
I was talking to someone yesterday and they were like, you either Taos just like you fall in love with it. And I was walking around just before we left yesterday, like I am in love with you, Taos. Like I felt like I was like on a date with a town. Like
Oh, wow.
it's
I've been to Santa
special.
Fe. I feel that way about Santa Fe, and I've never been to Taos, but now I'm like, I'm trying to see if I can go to this festival.
Oh, I hope you can. It's gonna be really special.
Yeah. And all of this benefits, if you haven't done enough, you also recently started a nonprofit called Music Helps. And so portions of ticket sales go to benefit Music Helps. Can you talk about a little bit about why you started Music Helps and what it actually helps?
Yeah, it's funny. It doesn't rain, but it pours. Everything kind of feels like it's coming at once, but it all felt right, and it all was very organic and nothing was forced with this. It was the phone call for She Rises happened a week after I decided to create Music Helps. I started this all because I went with my dear friend Dr. Catherine Cottrella, who's also the partner in Music Helps with me. She is a psychiatrist for trauma, specializes in trauma. She's done work in Helping Hand Children's Home, training the staff there, and she just said an instinct that I should go visit. We talk. We had to do a Tuesday breakfast club where we just meet every Tuesday and talk. And she was like, "I think you need to go and see the home." And I went and saw the home and I was just absolutely blown away by the work of Helping Hand Home. And at the end of it, I was like starstruck. Like, I was like, you're to the staff, I was like, you're the real rock stars in life. Like, you're saving these children's lives. So this is a home for severely traumatized children that they've been so badly treated that they can't go into the foster care system. So they spend like a period of time in this home
Mm.
and get rehabilitated. And after it, I just asked them, I was like, I know I was letting it be. I was like, I'm not sure why I'm here. And then at the very end, I was like, do you have a music program? And they said no. And prior to coming to America, I was a high school music teacher for like, a government school. And then I also taught in a unit for autism for 6 months. And then I flew to America and chased the dream. So I have experience in that. And I was like, I'm going to tap into this and I'm going to design a program for you. Talked with Catherine. A couple of weeks later, we had our 501c3 formed. It has happened so quickly. And I have to say, I think it's because we have some go-getter women behind us. And yeah, it's up and running. How it's going to work is we're doing a concert series once a month. That's the aim. Where we go in and we deliver a music concert using local musicians and show the kids in the home a performance. Then from that, we want to create inspiration where we line up one-on-one, one child with one creative mentor, like a local musician, and they'll do a 1 hour a week session for like 6 weeks. And it really is going to be no pressure. Like they're really just going to explore creativity with this musician. And the goal is for them to help to use music as a tool to heal trauma. So
Mm.
just like that's been my go-to for a lot. I've used music in so many different ways. And if I go to the core of it, it was really like to put my emotions somewhere. And
Mhm.
I mean, that's not just music, that's creativity for me. That can be dancing, that can be drawing, that can be anything. And the most important thing with this program is that the children develop a trusting relationship with an adult because that's not something they've been fortunate enough to have. And
Mhm.
I think through creativity, you can break down these walls. And
Mhm.
I think it's going to be a really powerful program. We did the first concert on the May the 24th, and it was mind blowing. Like the staff, all of us we knew that it was going to have an impact. We had no idea the level of the impact. At the end, all of the children got up on stage. I saw one of them watching me really intensely, and I started singing Amazing Grace with Paige. And I saw the little girl like mouthing it, and I said, you want to come up, And she like timidly walked up, like, was she allowed? And then they all followed. We got them all on stage, and it was really something else. Like
Mhm.
everyone was crying, everyone was laughing, then they were dancing. And yeah, we find out since, their most commonly asked question was, when are we going to play kickball? That would be their go-to. And now it's, when are we having another music concert? So we know that it works. And
Mhm.
we're really, really excited to get that program up and running and really make a difference for what the healing powers of what music have to offer. And yeah, as I say, that got going, put my heart and soul into that, got this phone call, and I was like, okay, world, I have to combine these. Like, and the festival, my partner, business partner in the festival was so gracious to be like, absolutely, like this is a perfect opportunity for us to give back with the festival. So 10% of all sponsorships and a percentage of ticket sales are going to support Music Helps to get it off the ground. So it's crazy. There's a lot going on right now, but it feels so fulfilling.
Yeah.
And I really genuinely felt like I needed to give back. I was getting really tired of self-promotion.
Yeah.
I've always found it hard, even though it might look like I'm good at it because I just get things done. It
Hmm.
was kind of eating at my soul a little bit. And I felt like I was getting so caught up in the business that I forgot the true art form of music. And this has helped me 100% reconnect with that. And therefore, my music in itself is just taking its own wings. And I'm making a new record at Arlen Studios. And it's just amazing when you let go, when you
Mm-hmm.
fully let go. And I mean that. And that was not an easy thing for me to do.
Mm-mm.
Um, yeah, things are, I'm very, very grateful. That's all I can say. I don't really understand it all. I just know that I'm really grateful, and I never want to come across brag it, or it's a tough balance for me, but I'm really, whoever's looking after me, I'm very grateful.
Yeah, I can feel that coming out from you. That's so I would imagine, like, I mean, people watching this are probably going to be like, oh my gosh, I want is for music helps. Like, I want to help. I want to see that concert. And I know that's probably not going to happen ever because I would imagine with these children, you have to keep it very private and that should be that way. How can I help? How can someone help support and, give more
So we will be running a big music helps kind of festival
benefit?
like She
Okay.
Rises here
Oh,
in
great.
that's on the plans, and we'll be looking for volunteers. We'll be looking for financial donations. Um, at the minute, we're getting everybody's information for when we do hold those big events, because we are going to do a fundraising campaign. My idea, and I have to let She Rises happen first, but as soon as that finishes, my goal is to get a bus, a music helps bus, and convert a tour bus into a classroom.
Yeah.
And what we're going to do is we're going to have a mobile classroom so that we can expand our program to all different homes. And we don't have to ask, because a lot of these homes and facilities don't have an ample amount of space. So
Mhm.
I don't want to put a strain on any of their resources. So what we want to do is be fully functional, that we can bring these programs, have this really cool tour bus that kids get to go onto a tour bus. It'll have a recording studio, a little classroom area. So we're going to be doing a lot of fundraising comes after September when I come back to life. Um, and we will definitely be looking for people to help us there. There'll be a lot of work and a big campaign going behind that. But at the minute, what you can do is go to our website, which is currently being updated to musichthelpsatx.org, but I believe you can still do it musichthelpsatx.com and sign up as a volunteer.
Okay.
Just email us. There's a contact us. Please let us know. And at every show, I have a sign up sheet. I'm just collecting names. We're putting it into a database, and we will reach out with information. There's a donate button if you do want to be so kind to help us get off the ground. We're really grateful. We've had a couple of people already come in to really help us out, and this town is just magical.
Mm-hmm.
The world is actually magical if you believe it. People want to do good, and I'm seeing that more and more, especially with music helps. Yeah, it's really powerful, and I can't wait to, I want to connect these kids with everybody. So I would love to, show them how to do this, to
Yeah.
have them have a meeting with you, and because
Yeah.
it's really just giving them inspiration of what their future looks like, and having them, because like, not we don't all know exactly what we're going to do,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just like navigating that and opening doors to go, oh, this speaks to your heart. Oh, wow, this interests you. Wow, let me show you how to set up a Zoom and a podcast and all
Mm-hmm.
these things. And that's an outlet for healing in my mind.
Well, you have me anytime you need me. I
Oh,
mean,
thank you.
100%. Yeah, I mean, I'm so there. I love what you're doing. Speaking of that, I feel like the balance of that, there's so much coming out of you, and it seems so divine and so well timed, not chaotic, but probably busy. For as much as that's coming out of you, how do you take care of what you let in? Can you talk a little bit about the self? discipline and self-care that you practice and how you manage that?
Yeah, it's definitely been a learning process for me. And I feel like I've had this like apprenticeship happen. I've been going really hard at creating a music career through
Hmm.
through my own Andrea Magee stuff. I play with the girls at Pack. Like everything has been bolstered by this like need to. I have to always prove myself because I'm on this visa. So every 3 years I have to like submit an application to show that I'm worth living this life. And that
Mm.
has kind of sunk in. But I I feel like I'm it revitalizes me when I'm in the right setting. And I have had to learn that not every setting does that to me. And I've had to figure that out to go, oh, this is I don't actually have a lot of energy left to give after I've given it all. So music has always been a replenishing system for me.
Hmm.
Um, the one thing on this world that does it more than anything is my dogs. I am such an animal advocate, and I think that animals are a gift from some other realm. And when I get to spend time just walking my dogs,
Hmm.
I feel like my whole cup is refilled. That's just been learning. And I've also learned to do that and take time for myself and
Mm.
just be alone and teach myself that it's okay to be alone. Um, I don't know whether that answered your question, but yeah, there's certain things that I turn to. I love food. I get a lot of replenishment from a good meal. I love eating with people.
Yeah.
And also, I have to get home and see my family in Ireland.
Mm.
Like, I have to do it twice a year. And it's like I've figured that out. If I don't get to do it, I start unraveling.
Mm.
And then I can see it happening. And even if it's just a week, I get to plug in with these people that just love me for every flaw, every annoyance, all the things that I'm very aware of because I'm just an aware person. And I'm the youngest of my family. I'm the sensitive artist in the family, and I come from a lot of strong women, and I've got thick skin from it. And I realize I need to tap into that to kind of just go, this is what life is about, and
Mm.
especially in the music industry and the entertainment industry, sometimes you get lost in what is really valuable. And I have been guilty of that. I have got really caught up in the race,
Hmm.
and I don't like that version of myself. And I've had to meet with her and go, oh, okay, I see why you're doing it, and be kind to her and go, but it's okay. You're okay where you're at. And that's
Mm.
taking some good friends going, hey,
Mm.
stop, you know?
Yeah.
So I suppose in a long-winded way, my community, my community and the people around me are how I replenish, and just being supported and giving that support back and trying to be a good friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can't imagine a community here without you. I'm so glad that you landed here, and I feel really fortunate personally to get to talk to you and have you in a similar circle of friends. And I can't wait to
Yay.
see you next time.
I know. And I love what you're doing as well. Thank you so much
Of
for
course.
sharing people's stories. And, it's really beautiful. It's really beautiful to have a platform to talk honestly. And, because the whole thing, it's not really about us. It's about how other people can connect with what we're saying and feel like they're not alone.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That feeling when you actually go, oh, I understand. Yay, she's the same. That is so healing.
Yeah.
To hear someone say something, then you go, I get it. I'm the
Yeah.
same, and just that when you can remove isolation, I think we're all going to live a really nice life, and
Yes.
be the best versions of ourselves to be the best partners and friends and family members. It's like just knowing that we're not alone and knowing that it's not really about us. It's about the greater, there's something much greater. We're just like contributing to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. You totally get it. I mean, that's the whole point, is just to have conversations like we've just had. I mean, I appreciate talking to people like you that let us in and tell the truth and share the reason why they're doing what they're doing and the vulnerabilities in that and everything that got them there. I do think that it means a lot to people. I mean, it's why we listen to people's music, and this just kind of takes it a step further and deeper. So
Yeah.
I am going to let you take the best power nap ever. So
Thank
thank
you.
you.
I have to let you in on like a little shameful. Um, so we drove home from Taos last night and we rented a conversion van for the first time. And we
Mhm.
had my dogs. Dave and I had the dogs with us. It was amazing. It was just such a really replenishing trip. I decided to get behind the wheel when we had a couple of hours left and we were really like, oh, we're making good time. We're going to get home. I have a really early morning. Yay. I put in our address, but I just let my phone go find address in a text message, clicked on it, got in. I was like, Dave, go back and have a sleep. You've been driving for so long. I drove us 2.5 hours in the wrong direction. I still can't believe I did it. Like there was something like I was like watching the clock. I love Game of Thrones and anything fantasy. So we've been rewatching it for the fourth time and I found the audiobook. So I was like tootling along, listening to about the Starks, it's like, cause the book is just the early part of it. And I was like, something's not right. I don't know what it is. And I was like, I'm just gonna check the address. And I checked it and it said for me to do a U-turn. And I was like, Dave, oh my word. We were meant to get in at 2 a.m. We got in at 5:30 because of my mishap.
Then you definitely deserve a nap.
Yeah, I think it's why I'm a bit delusional today because I was like, oh my word, I have to laugh at that. Like, because I had this rage come over me, and then Dave was like, hey, we're safe, we're fine. You get to practice driving a van. It's all good. I was like, I love
Oh,
this man so much. He disarmed that so well.
oh, that's
So
awesome.
yeah, we're a humbling moment for me.
Yeah, yeah. But how fun to drive a van, huh?
It was great, and the most fun part was that my doggies were there. I
Oh,
got to just have to put my hand down, and there was always a bit of fur to touch.
oh, I love that. Andrea, thank you so much for coming on. Congratulations on everything that's just coming true for you and that we get to enjoy on top of that. I'm so excited for you. You literally give me chills.
Oh, thank you.
I'm so proud of what you're doing and I'm proud that it's coming through you and that you're the one.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
And thank you so much for having me on and also doing what you're doing to share people's stories. That's a really selfless, beautiful thing. And I can't wait to see you again
I
soon.
know. Big, big
Have a great,
hug.
yeah. I'm playing the Saxon tomorrow night with my band. If you're around, come from at 8 o'clock.
I might just do that.
Spreading my wings. That's where I get to release.
Yes, I love it. All right. Well, everyone, I will post the details for She Rises Fest as well as Music Helps
Yay.
and all of your shows with all of your bands.
I know all of them. But yeah, come to She Rises, everyone. That's the most important thing. Come and have a cocktail at the Taos Inn. Join us for some, honestly, just give yourself a gift and go and treat yourself to some time in Taos, New Mexico, because you see color for the first time. I saw color that I had not seen. I looked at the sky and was like, I've not seen that blue before. That's how I
Oh,
felt. It's like it's got something really spectacular.
I love it. All right. Well, you heard her. Do it. Thank you again, Andrea. We will see you soon, I'm sure. And thanks everyone for watching. That does it for another episode of the Austin Downbeat. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.